Did you know that most men over 50 don't lose a woman because they weren't enough, but because they couldn't stay silent long enough to show how grounded, confident, and whole they truly are? That's the truth. The power was never in her hands, it was always in yours. She pulled back. She grew distant, her texts slowed down, her affection faded, and you reached out. You asked what was wrong, you tried to fix what wasn't yours to fix, and that's okay, because you cared. Because you're human. But today we shift, today. You'll learn that silence is not surrender. Silence is strength. It's not about playing games. It's about growing into the man you were always meant to be. Stay with me until the end, because I'll show you exactly how the moment you stop chasing, everything changes. And if you've ever had your heart handed back to you, cold and quiet, just know this: you are not alone, and you are not broken. Let's begin. They always say, just move on. But let's be real. Moving on isn't easy when you're in your 50s or 60s. This isn't high school. You're not nursing a crush. You've invested your time, your stories, your hopes. You were ready to build something real. When someone you cared about suddenly withdraws, it's not just confusing, it's destabilizing, especially when everything seemed good. Until it wasn't. The dinner conversations, the laughs, the plans for weekends that suddenly stopped, the messages you once looked forward to, now just a ghost town. You start to question, was it me? Did I miss something? Why did the warmth vanish? Without warning, you feel that pit in your stomach, the one that grows every time your phone stays quiet, that ache that keeps you awake, wondering if you did something wrong. But listen, my friend. That's silence. It's not always rejection. Sometimes it's a test of your presence, your strength, your wholeness. Here's what you need to hear. You don't win her back by chasing. You don't reclaim your worth by convincing. You get it back by going. Still, by getting quiet, by becoming unshakable, because the mature man doesn't react from fear. He responds from wisdom. Let's talk about that moment when she pulls away. Maybe she stops texting first. Maybe she delays her replies. Maybe she needs space. Your gut says, reach out, ask if everything's okay, show her you care. But here's the thing, she already knows you care. That's not what she's testing. She's testing your center, your roots, your sense of self. She wants to know, will this man unravel if I step back? Will he break when I'm silent? And when you don't chase, when you don't panic? That's when everything shifts, because silence isn't emptiness, it's presence, without performance. It's the quiet power of a man who respects himself. Let me say this clearly. Your silence is not to hurt her, it's to heal you. You're not ignoring her, you're listening to yourself. And when you do that, when you sit with the discomfort instead of escaping it, you become untouchable. Not because you're cold, but because you've matured. Think about this. In those quiet mornings when no text comes through, what would happen if instead of checking your phone, you checked in with yourself? Ask, how am I doing today? What can I do to feel more alive, more grounded? You'll begin to hear the voice inside that whispers, you're enough. Now let's go deeper. Women aren't immune to fear and uncertainty. When you don't react to her silence, she starts to feel something she didn't expect. Doubt. Did I misjudge him? Is he really walking away? Did I lose someone who actually saw me? Let's imagine a moment. You've been silent for a week. You've gone to the gym. You've cooked your meals. You've laughed with your friends. You're beginning to feel lighter. Then she sends a breadcrumb text. Hey, hope you're well. Or she likes a picture from months ago. Your heart leaps. She's back, you think. But that's not connection. That's curiosity. She's not reaching out to reconnect. She's checking to see if you're still emotionally available, still orbiting. Don't bite. If she wants to return, she will. And when she does, it won't be a whisper. It'll be clear, honest, intentional. Until then, you stay grounded. You let the silence do the work. Now let's flip the lens. This is not about her anymore. This is about you. You have an opportunity, a rare one, to grow in the silence, to rebuild the parts of yourself you forgot about while you were pouring into her. Let me tell you about a man named Ray. At 59, he found himself back in the dating world after a painful divorce. He met someone new and it felt right, until one day it didn't. She began pulling away. His instinct was to chase, to plead, but he didn't. He took a walk instead, then another, in the space where her attention used to live. He built something new, peace. 2 months later, she messaged him, but by then, he didn't feel the same need, not out of bitterness, but because he'd remembered who he was. You start by taking action, not toward her, but toward your own life. Go to the gym, not to post about it, just to feel strong again. Pick up a book, not to kill time, but to grow. Reconnect with friends. Try a new recipe. Walk in the morning and actually notice the sky. Silence is space. Fill it with something that builds you up. Try this. Take 10 minutes every morning. No phone, no music, just you. Sit in silence. Breathe. Let your thoughts settle. That's where you'll meet yourself again. And here's what happens next. She feels it. She may not admit it, but she will feel the shift. That sense of presence you had when you first met, that calm, centered version of you, it returns. You're no longer anxiously scanning your phone. You're no longer checking her social media. You've disappeared from her emotional radar. And that absence echoes louder than words. And then she checks. She watches. She starts to feel the loss, not because you punished her, but because she now sees you were never chasing. You were choosing your peace, choosing your growth, choosing yourself. That, my friend, is power. Not every woman who returns is meant to stay. Sometimes they come back because they miss the control, not the connection. They miss being the sun you revolved around, not the partnership you offered. You must learn to discern. Real love returns with humility. Real regret sounds like, I made a mistake. I miss what we had. I want to try again, if you're open. Not, hey, hope you're well. Not, saw something that reminded me of you. That's not love, that's a test, that's ego. Let her ego go. Stay silent. If she's serious, she'll break the silence with clarity. And if she never does, you've still won. Because you didn't lose yourself trying to hold on to someone who let go. Let me say this again, you are not hard to love. You were just trying to be loved by someone who hadn't yet figured out how to value you. So stop chasing. Start building. Because the moment you stop seeking her validation is the moment. You reclaim your own. Silence isn't a tactic, it's a transformation, this principle. It applies to more than just love. Stop chasing what doesn't give back, whether it's approval, status, or the past. Let go of old regrets. Stop asking what you could have done differently. You did what you knew. Now do better by doing it for yourself. When she comes back, if she comes back, you'll know what to do. Because now you're not answering from fear, you're choosing from strength. She says, I miss you. You say, I've missed me too. That's maturity. Now let me ask you this. When was the last time you made a decision just for you? When was the last time you looked in the mirror and said, you're enough just as you are? Let today be that day. You start becoming the man you admire. Read, lift, reflect, pray, breathe, laugh, and if she never calls, let that be your gift, not your grief. Because the greatest peace is knowing that you never had to chase something that wasn't ready for you, and the greatest love you'll ever receive is the one you give to yourself every single day. Here's a small challenge. Write a letter to yourself tonight. 1 page, say everything you wish someone had said to you. Fold it. Keep it. That letter is your reminder. You are still here, still whole. So, let's make this official. I will never chase again, and I'm not just talking about her. I'm talking about anything that takes you away from your peace. From this moment forward, You walk with the certainty that you are enough, whether or not anyone else notices. Say it in the comments. I choose peace over chaos. Say it again if you need to. And if this resonated with you, follow Smart Advice 50. Because men like us, we don't chase anymore. We lead with silence, wisdom, and unwavering self-respect. This is how we grow. This is how we heal. And this is how we love again. With clarity, not confusion. You're not chasing, you're becoming, and that's the man no one ever forgets.